share what you're eating right now?
I would love to.
Fuel?
I would love to. I'd be more than happy. So, okay, look, we're starting off with a cup of coffee in my Sagittarius cup.
Sagittarius.
And chocolate cake, because I have a whole chocolate cake to myself.
Oh my gosh.
It tastes
That's
really good together.
baller of you.
Baller. What are you eating? Air?
Osmosis. I get food through osmosis.
Osmosis?
I have my water and I have my coffee here.
Oh, you're so good.
I had eggs and toast this morning. I feel like I have I didn't even drink yesterday on Thanksgiving, but I feel like I have a hangover of food.
I definitely have that. And then this morning I went to go eat IHOP with my friend. Oh God, it was like worth it, but what a mistake.
Family breakfast.
Family breakfast. I was like, yeah, family breakfast. Oh no, it was so good. It was great, but I'm literally feeling it.
The last time I went to IHOP was probably in college, and that was like because we were all hungover.
I love that. we were in Barnes and Noble. We got books. I just love us. Me and my friend. She was talking about how, like, you know, she wanted to stop drinking and stuff, and then the guy that was the cashier, he was talking about how in college he had this hack. He put like the nastiest vodka or something, like cheapest, nastiest vodka, but him and his friends, they would run it through like a Brita or like a water filter thing, and then when they tasted it, it tastes like Grey Goose apparently. I didn't know the difference back when I drank. I was just like, is it going to get me drunk? Okay, but what's the alcohol percentage? Is it as high as it can go?
Drink less.
Yeah.
Drink more.
Yeah. That's how you drink smart, is by drinking higher concentrations in little amounts.
Yeah. I don't drink really that much anymore.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't.
I don't.
No.
It feels better not to. Okay, well, I think we should get into this episode. Let me just do a quick introduction. So, I'm Emma Schmid, your host. I'm a movement specialist, performance coach. This is Sophie Schmid, the other Schmid. She's just everything. Go ahead and talk about yourself for a little bit.
Okay, let's talk about me. Well, it's really crazy because when, you know, you're introducing yourself and, you know, you have all these really cool things, I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna say? Well, but you know what? I'm Emma Schmid. You know, I'm great. I'm just kidding. I am Sophie Schmid. I am a nursing student, and I've been a little bit of everything. But mainly just like, I don't know, just like a free bird. But finally like getting my life together, like officially. And yeah. So
tell us one of your craziest jobs.
Bartending. Gosh, I've just heard it all. I've seen it all, and it's like really disturbing. Really like my last straw, because like the past maybe like year or 2 years, I've just been so over it, like, you know, and just like working at the bar, I just really became fucking over it. Can I say bad words on here?
Sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
Smart people cuss.
That's true. So
I heard that somewhere.
I might believe it. We're pretty smart. Yeah. But I just got so tired of it. And this is what really just kind of threw me over the edge was this one guy, he had fallen asleep, you know, and I was just so angry because he was so drunk and he just fell asleep. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, you don't know who you're surrounded by. You know, for all you know, someone could come rob you. Someone could pick up on the fact that, you know, you're really drunk and you can't handle yourself. And, you know, they could follow you and jump you and rob you or hurt you. And I don't know, like hold you hostage. I mean, I was just like, dude, you got so drunk to the point that you just fell asleep in the middle of nowhere. And he has a son and it just made me so mad. And like I can't judge people just because of like, you know, who I used to be and what I used to do. But, you know, at the same token, I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with being around that and like being a part of it and, you know, like being the one that's like, hey, yeah, I'm kind of facilitating this for you. I just got so tired of my position doing all that. And it was just really sad. I went in there every fucking night, just so sad and just dealing with people there, you know, and you know you hear all types of stories about um I've heard things like, you know, guys making comments to girls, you know, god, it's just, I don't even think I want to say it on here. It's really disturbing. It's just, I've heard disturbing things.
We can use our imaginations there.
Oh god, it's just really, really bad. And I've seen girls like just get so fucked up. It's just like, and I just felt like I was hurting more than I was helping, and I felt useless. I was like, I have no value here. I'm serving no purpose. Like, I'm not helping at all. You know, I could serve momentary value by, you know, making them laugh and, you know, helping them drink and do things so they can have fun with themselves and their friends and da da da. But then it's like, I know that they're gonna get in a car, you know, and maybe God forbid anything bad happens, or the next day, like, you know, they feel like shit, whatever. And I've met people that used to come in all the time and now they're not on this earth anymore because they're just like so fucked up in the mind that they just do crazy fucking shit to themselves and to other people. Like, it's just, dude, I wish, like, it's just so bad. So anyways, I'm really happy to be in nursing school. So
claps for you.
Yeah, so I can finally, like, I'm finally able to do it. Like, god, I've just waited for this. I'm so happy. So
you earned it. Everyone who's listening, this person right here, my sister, it's not even because she's just my sister. She's been through more shit than anybody should ever go in their whole life.
No.
You've literally gone through too much shit for anyone to ever have to do. And for you to turn your life around the way you did is incredible.
Thank you.
We can, if you want to share some of it later, you can, but you also don't have to. But
I'm an open book. I really don't give a
that's
fuck.
kind of how I am now too. It's kind of like, why? Like, this is what happened in my life. I love to help somebody else.
Literally,
you know, So in my first episode, I kind of explained like, hey, the whole point of this is to bond through adversity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not the only one who's been through your situation, most likely. Like, there's definitely some type of similar situations that, you know, we could all kind of like share similarities with. And it's just easier not to feel alone, even if it's like you're not even on this show, you're just listening. For me, that was a huge way of healing through my eating disorder, was just listening to other people who had a much bigger voice than I, like, influence in the fitness world than I do. But it was helpful to know that, hey, they're normal people too who struggle. And so you're definitely never alone. So that's like the premise of this. But then the other part of this podcast is just to have off the cuff conversations, and then also talk about some education. Yeah, you know, kind of like a well-rounded.
It's just like, it's like hanging out with your friends and y'all just end up on some heavy topics and then y'all kind of like ease up a little bit on the heavy topics. It's just like, let's
you like get to know each other. And I think that's important. Like, just conversations, honestly, like meaningful conversations and what's the word? Sharing different values. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff out there right now in the world. There's a lot of BS. And it makes you feel bad about yourself. So if we can just kind of strip that away and just be normal humans here, this can be like it's like a little safe haven of stuff. So, well, thanks for sharing that, Soph. I wanted to start the show with a little icebreaker.
All right, let's do it.
I always hate, like, you know, like in meetings where like, okay, like, here's icebreakers and nobody wants to say anything. Well, you have no choice because you're right here.
I love talking. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, what's your favorite TV show right now?
Oh, Catfish.
Catfish. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that was like TLC back in the early
It's been a long time, damn it.
No TVs back then. Can you
Or
imagine
were
what
they?
catfish would be like? Like, can you I wonder if they experience catfish.
You like talk through a wall to your lover or something, and you just
like Love is Blind.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my instructor, her favorite TV show is Love is Blind.
Yeah, same. So that's my trash TV.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, there's Catfish, and then there's like American Dad and Family Guy. Those and SpongeBob.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah. Okay, what are yours?
SpongeBob is like the OG.
Always.
I make daily references when the moment is right, and I risk it too. I risk it in like fear of like maybe somebody else not understanding me. I still say it.
Yeah, fuck them. Just say it.
If they don't understand, then like, all right.
Then I guess we're not friends.
It's just like, okay, well, no harm, no foul. Like, you just don't really understand what I said, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I think my favorite trash TV though is Love is Blind. It's just so ridiculous. But I used to watch Selling Sunset, but I had to stop because that was just too much for me.
Really? I heard it's good.
It's too ridiculous for me.
What do you mean?
It's just too much drama. I was like, these ladies are ridiculous. I just got like stressed out by it. I don't.
It's not even your drama, and you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Okay. Second question: what's your favorite burner on the stove?
Oh my god! The bottom left, because it's not
bottom left.
Yeah. No, because
same.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a like an electric?
No, we got gas. I honestly don't want that because last year we almost died because somebody ran to the side of our townhome and hit the gas line, and our house was filling with propane in the middle of the night. So we had to evacuate, and this was during the middle of the ice storm. So your face,
everything.
So it was like when all the cars were sliding around in Seattle.
What was mayhem!
It was like the scariest. It was like around Christmas time last year.
God, that sucks ass.
Long story short, I could care less to have gas now.
I guess like not where you're at. I think like when I have a home, like a house, I like a gas one.
Yeah, well, there's no risk of somebody running into the side of your house with a car.
Yeah, fucking idiots.
You know, it's funny because I watched Grey's Anatomy growing up, and there's always like stuff happening, and now I'm like, well, that's true.
I'll be there to help you, damn it.
Okay, also, I had this fun idea to bring the audience in, so we're going to do a little audience segment here.
So, question, is this live?
It's recording.
Cool. So then where's the audience at?
Let me finish talking.
Okay, do that while I fix my light.
Okay,
it's too bright for me.
I put out a question on to Instagram saying, okay, what's your favorite Trader Joe's item?
Oh.
So we are going to go through the I got my phone here looking at the respondents.
I love it.
Here.
People are responding. You're popular.
Yeah. I gotta give a shout out to my girl Victoria Brainin. She gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 responses. My girl.
Let's go, Victoria.
Okay, plantain chips.
Am I supposed to say I like them or I don't?
Say smash or pass.
Smash.
Okay.
Crazy smash.
Their version of Takis, IDK, what they're called, like lime chips, spicy something.
I don't shop at Trader Joe's, but I'm just getting an idea of what it tastes like, and I'd smash.
You don't go to Trader Joe's?
I'm a Wegmans girly. Actually, no, there's a Trader Joe's near me.
Bougie.
Wegmans is like three, like the number 3, not 30, 3 minutes away from me.
I mean, yeah, I get it. All right, mini ice cream cones and peppermint in winter season. Context.
Smash.
Okay, but
I drink iced coffees. I drink iced coffees in the wintertime.
Yeah, you're built different. Peanut butter cups.
Dude, smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
All their pizzas, specifically mushroom ones. I have to say
allergic to
pass.
mushrooms. I was gonna say I'm allergic to mushrooms, so I don't want to die. I'll
Ooh, spicy chicken sausage and apple chicken sausage. Yas.
pass. Smash.
Staples. We'll go with cookie butter. I've never actually tried that.
I'll smash that. Dude, I'm a fat ass.
Right.
I'm eating cake. I'm not even done with my cake. Oh, I didn't forget about you.
I didn't forget about you.
I can't forget you.
Let's see. Sweet potato gnocchi. My girl Alex.
Mm.
Definite smash.
Smash.
Okay, let's go. St. Barna, the frozen kung pao chicken.
I'll smash that.
Guys,
Guys, I'll eat anything. I mean, look at me.
You're a beautiful specimen. I am looking at you. All right, mini chicken. Oh, Mike Francis, shout out. Mini chicken tacos or pineapple salsa.
What up, Mike? Smash. This guy's got good taste. You should date him.
Good thing I already am.
What?
All right, Garrett Nicoletti. I'm sorry if I mess up y'all's names. I really try.
She's doing
spinach artichoke dip and the teriyaki chicken frozen bag.
Dude, smash. Y'all got good taste, dude.
All right, let's go. This is number 2 for peanut butter cups. Mr. Impossible waffles. Peanut butter cups, yes.
Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah. What's you said?
His name is Mr. Impossible Waffles.
Oh, I love that name. Good choice. Yeah, smash.
Cool. I know. Do you have a favorite one?
Like a favorite item from Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
No, but I have a favorite item from Wegmans.
I think it's just an East Coast. Is that an East Coast thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, if you got any East Coast people, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's these cauliflower bites. They're spicy cauliflower bites. They're like chicken nuggets. What? They're really good.
North Carolina.
Represent. Period. It's depressing here.
Yeah. I actually just got back into shopping at Trader Joe's. So
where were you shopping at before?
QFC, that is on the West Coast. It's kind of like a Harris Teeter, but not as good as a Harris Teeter. People here don't know what Bojangles is, and they don't know what Harris Teeter is, which is like, what?
No Bojangles? God, I'm sorry, no. Emma. I could only be up there for so long.
So let's just share to our listeners what it was like growing up in Hillsboro for just a moment.
Please.
Point of view of like my 15 or 16-year-old self. I got $20 a week for gas money to drive.
Yeah.
And I would save $5 of those dollars to go to Bojangles every Friday because that's what the cool kids did before school. And so you go there and you'd see the kids from Cedar Ridge and you see the kids from Orange High School.
Like rivalries.
And it was just like, whoever was there was like, oh, I hope so-and-so sees me, you know?
Oh, God. God, I love being young. It's like that doesn't really change though. It's like sometimes I go out and I'm like, I hope I see this person. Like, look at me, I'm doing great. Yeah. I hope like all the girls that said I was weird, I'm like, look at me now.
Goes back to high school reunion.
Yeah. Fuck you all.
I missed mine. I think it happened already.
Dude, I would have gone, man. I'm going to mine. If anyone ever throws one, I'm going to mine.
I live too far to justify that. That's a 6-hour flight.
Yeah,
that's $1,000 down the drain for a high school reunion. So.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, as much as I'd like to see what happened to everybody, I'm good.
I know. I'm really curious. Like, that is so good funny. Time. You know, like, I didn't have a problem. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's one thing that stuck out to you growing up in Hillsboro?
Oh, I don't know. It was a really small town, and I mean, I liked how quiet it was. I mean, Hillsboro, like it's a town, so it's like kind of happening. Like we were raised in like Hurdle Mills, so we're like middle of nowhere, right? It was
I was
quiet
like,
as
people
fuck out
don't know
there.
what that means, so it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
middle of nowhere. Like I think of the um tractor trailers that were carrying tobacco leaves. Like that was our traffic jam.
Literally big ass like tractors that took up, both sides of the road, barely fit on the one fucking lane. Like, you remember that? They would have the little
Yeah.
mowers in the back, and yeah, giant fucking back wheels. Like, I'm like taller than our dad. Like, these are big fucking boys. And yeah, no, it was very quiet. We all really loved each other.
Riding
And
four wheelers to our neighbor's house.
yes, yeah, we show up to each other's houses. Like, we didn't call each other and be like, hey, you want to hang out? It's like we showed up,
We
you
didn't
know?
have phones.
No, we didn't have phones. I see kids that have phones. I want to fucking take it from them and break them. Like, I'm like, you don't need that. Go outside and plant your feet into some dirt. Like,
Literally go outside. But the problem is that there's a lot of terrible stuff happening
I don't give a fuck. That's
in
always
the
been
world.
happening.
Yeah, I think we just
It's always
lived
been happening.
in the middle of nowhere where it was okay to just be outside, which is
Yeah.
sad, honestly.
Yeah.
But we would just go off for hours and
Yeah.
into the woods.
Remember, we would go down to the bridge. There's a bridge down the road, like
Yeah.
not even half a mile down the road. It was just like, and there's a bridge, and we would go down like to the water part and venture out into the woods, like far away from home. And
we
like
didn't
our
know
parents,
whose property it was.
yeah, we didn't know if they had like vicious dogs. Like, we've come across snakes. Like, we were riding four wheelers, we were coming across black snakes and like taking machetes to them. Like,
Got chased by cows.
got chased by cows. Got like just crazy
chased
shit.
by dogs.
Yeah, on bicycles. Like,
that was wild. We would instigate this. Remember, we'd ride on the gravel road where those crazy dogs were?
Yeah.
And we'd get the mule. Remember the mule? Like the gator?
Oh my god. The Tilly's mule.
And we would just go back and forth past this house. And we would sit in the back of it like those dogs were close to biting us.
And remember sometimes we would kind of lay down in the back of it and then like peek up and see if they like that didn't like, why did we do that?
And so that was fun. Like that was living.
Yeah, that was living. That's why like I don't want to have kids, and there's nothing against people that have kids and like live in the city, but like just off of my personal experience, like I think it's really important for kids to have the world, their immediate world, like free. Like I want them to be free and just to explore and see what it's like to spend hours outside and see what it's like to adventure and know how to find your way back home and what it's like to pick up sticks and get your hands dirty. There's a Jordan Peterson book. It's called The 12 Rules of Life, something like that. And one of them is that I think it's rule number 11. I forgot exactly what it says, but basically the gist of it is like, let kids be kids. Like, yeah, because those kids are going to grow up into adults and they're going to be happy that they were allowed to be a kid and be free. And, they grow up with the awareness that, the world is my oyster and I know how to enjoy life. I've enjoyed it before. And I don't know, it's hard to explain.
That's incredible. No, I like that. Yeah. So you've read this whole book?
No, just little bits of it. I almost got it when I went to Barnes and Noble with Peyton today, but I ended up getting a different book. But I'll get that book eventually.
This actually brings me to a segment that I want to talk about, and it's just talking about like what are you currently nerding out on. So I know you're in nursing school now. Mm-hmm. Is that's obviously your whole life now. Mm-hmm. So what are you nerding out on?
Dude, rigor mortis.
2 words, sorry. 2 words.
Rigor 3 syllables, mortis. 2 words. Rigor mortis. Oops. Oops. Okay, well, anyways, yeah. So rigor mortis, it's like,
tell us what you know.
yeah. All right. Well, listen up, everybody. So, rigor mortis is like, after, we're dead. There's like no cellular respiration whatsoever happening. We have no energy in us, right? And ATP, or another word like for energy, is required to essentially um separate filaments in order to, how do I explain this? So there's, myosin and actin, and in order for a muscle contraction to happen, myosin and actin have to bind together. But there's like a process how they bind together, and this process, once they're finally bound together, in order to create this contraction, ADP, how does it go? Anyways, there's ADP. ADP causes like this power stroke, and then in order to release myosin from the actin to create, I guess, relaxation, I can't remember which one, you need energy like ATP to separate myosin from actin. And so when we have no energy, we have no ATP, you can't separate this, so you're just stuck, like, what's the word?
Interesting.
Yeah, so you just keep
it kind of just like contracts.
Yeah, because there's no energy to, separate.
Contract. Yeah.
You said what?
I said, I guess it's not contracting because there's nothing like happening, but
yeah,
nothing's expanding.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the muscle fibers just keep getting like, yeah, there's nothing atrophy to relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
dang, that's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm literally only like 3 weeks in. I know probably really nothing, but that's what I gathered from it. And if I'm wrong, like, someone come find me and tell me that I'm wrong. But that's literally, I've geeked out over it, and I was like, I have to understand this. I don't know it. I mean, I don't need to know it, but I was like, I want to know this. So it was really cool. And
yeah.
No, sorry, I was gonna say that, and then like I nerd out on music, but that's it.
What?
I said I was gonna say I'm nerding out on that, and then I also nerd out on music. So there's that.
Yes. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. What are you nerding out on, Emma?
Well,
you nerd.
My problem is that I have a lot of clients right now, so I don't really have a lot of time at work to focus on learnings. But at home, so I've been trying to read before I go to work in the mornings because that's the only time I have energy or mental capacity or focus for it. So I've been learning some West Side Barbell stuff, like
explain that
lifting stuff.
You want to explain to me like I'm 5?
Again, I'm not like an expert in this at all, but it was basically because I got interested in Olympic lifting. Because I took a USAW weightlifting cert last year, and I never really used it. So I decided, hey, I should probably like learn how to do this stuff. So I practice on everything I've been learning. I've been practicing on myself with the help of my coach, Cooper Napoli. He's the probably smartest person I know, honestly.
Wow.
And yeah, he's great. So we like have calls like basically every Friday as well, and we talk about like whatever I want to talk about and learn. So I've been reading the West Side Barbell book by Louis Simmons. He's like the founding father of that. Trained so many like, athletes. And so it's really cool. So I was getting into a little bit of Olympic lifting. They use like this wave periodization, and there's a max effort day, dynamic effort day. I think there's like a sub-max effort day. But it's basically done throughout a week, like in a wave, or like throughout a 3-week cycle, like a wave. So intensity is like never the same. So it's like increasing, decreasing, kind of deload and go back up. So it's all to prevent accommodation. Because if you do the same, like what you see on, for example, influencers on Instagram, they most of the time, this is a broad generalization, but they're basically like, a lot of them put out stuff that they don't even do. And then people assume from that that's what they should do all the time. When in fact, like your body adapts to the stimulus that you provide it in a relatively short amount of time. Like I do typically like a 4-week cycle with my clients.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they're going to adapt and then they're going to overtrain. And you're just going to dig yourself into a hole at that point. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So that just gets me on to like the Instagram tangent. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's something we could probably talk about in a little bit. But as far as what I want to do, I want to get into PRI, which is ribcage, pelvis stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like basically how we can, with the utilization of like respiration, how we can reposition the pelvis and the rib cage, because a lot of issues come from like not misalignment, but your pelvis being in a suboptimal position. So like most people are not in neutral with their pelvis. They're typically in like a left AIC pattern. And this is all PRI, like base level stuff that I've scraped off the surface throughout like the past 2 years. But essentially, it's just because of how our organs are positioned. So, like, we are asymmetrical human beings, like from the internal organ aspect of it. So there's more weight on our right side. That typically like clamps us down on the right side a little bit and then opens us up to the left, so we get a little bit of a left rib flare. And that's like a broad generalization. So like typically the pelvis or the rib cage kind of influences our positioning and therefore joint mobility. So that's why I'm interested in that, because I got so far into FRC for a little while. But I think it's a good thing. I just think it'd be better once you're in a better position.
Interesting. I never thought of it like that. You're right. Like we are asymmetrical, but I never even like took that thought as far as like, you know, how we are positioned or how we position ourselves and how that can affect, you know, more things in our day-to-day life.
Yeah, so I've struggled with that for a while with like my low back issues. And I figured I went and saw a physical therapist who was like a PRI guy. Like he specializes in PRI, and he really helped me. So I was like in this like pelvic positioning where my right side was back, my left side of my pelvis was forward. And so that just everything else, your body it does what it has to do to accomplish the task. So for walking in a straight line, it's going to orient forward, but then that gets stuff down in your pelvis, low back, off.
Yeah.
And so that was my issue for a while. So I just know base level, like scratch the surface, but that's really where my interests are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So postural restoration is like the next, you know, some biomechanics stuff. You know.
Sorry, did you hear me gulp?
Good gulp. That was a big gulp.
I was on Discord. Sorry to like just
go for it.
No, on Discord. Yeah, one of my friends took a sip of his water, and I could just hear it gulp every time. I was like, ugh. Sorry. Anyways,
hear
you're
it
talking.
Go down.
Yeah, it's just like I tried not to gulp like that, but it just happened right there. I was like, fuck. Sorry, I'm so sorry I interrupted you, but I was like, I just hope you didn't hear that.
No, you're good. But yeah, so that's kind of like where my interests are with like in the next year, I think. So we'll see what happens.
I love how you take fitness to a whole different level. It's like you can open up, it's like those little like Russian dolls that kind of like, you know, oh, there's a smaller one. Oh, there's a smaller one. Oh, there's a smaller one. And like you go so far, like your specialties, you've gone way through like the general fitness, you know, thing, which is like, and even the general fitness, you know, thing is really cool and it's great and it's healthy. But what I love is that, you know, you go further into it, like way more deep into the universe of it all. And like you really, one thing I know about you, like as my sister, is that you've always been interested in that sort of thing. And the fact that like you just, you know, you further your education to know more about it, you know, just to enrich yourself, but then also to enrich others. And you're just really good at it. Like you're just good. You're just really good at it. And you've always, I remember when you were in sports med, I remember you talking about like you taped up, you know, you were so proud of yourself for taping up like someone's arm some sort of way or some hand. And like that's the earliest memory I have of you like getting excited about something like that. I think it was like your sophomore or junior year.
Yeah, I
And
forgot about that. Sports
yeah.
med.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
remember
that's
like
sweet.
I remember that you were really into that, and then like you know you took it further like you know into college, and you graduated college, and you've just been like you know all sorts of places in your career, and then also you know in your furthering of your education, and it's just really admirable that you know you do these things, and you're like you're so hard on yourself, and sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? Like,
Dude, I know. I was gonna say, I can just keep you in my pocket because
yeah, dude.
I'm never good enough and it's exhausting. But I feel like that's a very relatable thing because a lot of us are
Yeah,
that way. It's like, oh, when am I gonna be satisfied with myself? Like, at what point can I stop
never.
berating myself for what I haven't done? Like, can I appreciate what I've done?
There's
It's
always
so
gonna
ridiculous.
there's always gonna be you know those moments where you're like I fucking hate myself, and it's good that you have that because some people don't have that and they're absolutely full of themselves. I've seen it so much in the industry that I used to work in. It fucking kills me. Like so I think it's healthy to kind of hate yourself a little bit, but not as much. You know, you're not supposed to hate yourself
I
all the
don't know if
way.
hate's the right word, but
Oh,
it's there's a healthy amount of knowing that you need to
disgust. Disdain. I loathe myself. Sorry. Sorry.
I loathe me.
No,
That
no,
I
you're
love
right.
me.
I
Yeah.
loathe me. I loathe you. I'm gonna say that if I ever see anybody outside, you know, work, I'll be like, it's so good to see you. Okay, bye.
They're
Loathe
like
you.
they're, they're like, what?
Yeah, I'll be like, I fucking hate you. I'm just kidding. Um,
No,
no.
but to kind of like tie that together, one, I appreciate you saying all that.
Uh,
Two, two, I think, what like we're all hard on ourselves, and like the grass is always greener. So like for you, for example, like you don't see it. Are you still laughing?
it's never over for me. Sorry. You let me get that out. I'm happy you saw that. Okay.
I
Sorry,
know.
go
I was like
ahead.
trying to have a serious conversation. You're just like, let that explode.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh God, where was I going with this?
No, you're talking about me.
Oh yeah, but it's just like grass is always greener, right? Like you see this
Mm-hmm.
person go through the trenches and come out, and you feel like they're doing really great, and they have it all together, and
Mm-hmm.
then you see it from their point of view, and they're still in the trenches, or they're not where they want to be. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really that different. Like it's just the point of view,
Yeah.
and that
Oh,
is point of view used correctly, not those Instagram posts.
fag. You guys hear that?
It's just like when people are like, "Oh, this one move, point of view, this one move fixed my back pain." I literally
Yeah.
want to
Like,
throw my phone across the room when I see
yeah.
that.
Or like, yeah, like POV. This is how you make $2,000 a night or whatever. Like, just stupid shit
Yeah,
like
that
that.
doesn't make sense to me at all. Like,
Oh, anything is possible, but like, I just think I don't know. I just don't think that trends are cute. Like, that's not true. I don't think shit like that is interesting. I don't know if this makes sense.
it's
It's
what's
just like,
sexy, right? It's like the quick, easy fix. That's the
yeah.
quick and easy road is what gets viewed
Mm-hmm.
because one, it takes less time and energy to consume it,
Mm-hmm.
easily digestible. So overall, it's just
Yeah.
less effort
Yeah.
to do it, and it's just not the way. Like you and I both have been through years that were a downtime for us, like in
Mm-hmm.
the trenches for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one thing that you did that got you out of that trench.
Yeah.
It was situations and showing up for yourself and getting uncomfortable and doing the shit that's hard and exhausting that like got
Mm-hmm.
you out of it.
Yeah. Sorry, I burped. I didn't know if you heard that.
I was like, is she gonna cry or is she laughing? Yeah.
No,
So
you're
that's just,
right.
yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I'm just like,
it's okay.
um,
Do you want to get it out?
we're good. No, you're right. Like, I think, like, people go through shit, and kind of like what you said is that you kind of have to. What did you say? Um,
You're in the trenches.
yeah, and like, not one thing pulls you
Yeah.
out of it. It's really just like, I don't know. You just gotta kick your own ass.
You do, and but it's like little rewards that you get over time.
Is what
It's like there's little rewards that you get, like,
people.
and they show up in weird ways. Like maybe
Yeah.
something happens for you, maybe you feel better for a
Mm-hmm.
split second. It's like these little small rewards
Mm-hmm.
that you don't really notice
Mm-hmm.
along that time of like digging yourself out of the trench. I don't know if the same is
Yeah.
for you. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in the moment, you don't recognize it, but in hindsight, I can pick out some times where I'm like, oh wow, that was really special that happened, but I was too busy being up here to notice, what was in front of me. And that's another thing, is like people that feel sorry for themselves. Like, this is off topic, but like, people that just too often feel sorry for themselves. It's like, you know what? If you just kind of like just made a shift in your mindset at least once a day, you wouldn't be that miserable. But,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard. And people want a quick fix, kind of going back to what you said about POV, like, this workout got rid of my mommy belly or whatever. Like, it's like they target people and their insecurities, and they're like, this is a quick fix.
If you're in a bad spot and I'm like gonna pick out your insecurities and I'm gonna
Yeah.
make you feel better.
Yeah,
It's like
rather than helping, facilitate a healthy mindset surrounding a healthy lifestyle that could help person with said mom bod kind of, reach her goals. Like, are you trying to help someone or not? You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because ultimately, this person picking out someone with a mom bod, they're saying, hey, come join me because I can help you with that. That's nice and all, but it's like you picked on them because they're vulnerable. Like, they're in a
Yeah.
position, where they're insecure about it, and you're gonna feed them this shortcut way instead of helping them up here as well, and like I said, helping facilitate a healthier lifestyle, or helping her find ways to attain a healthy lifestyle by not just doing little exercises here and there. Like, same
Right.
thing with nurses. Like, you're going to go to school and be a nurse to make money, or are you just show up and do your job and go home, or are you going to like really advocate for the people that you're taking care of, like advocate for their health, like being real, like be real with people. Like, if you're going to go in and say you're going to help somebody, be real with them.
Right.
I don't know
No,
if that made
what
any
you said is
sense.
so real, so you have to like you need to show up as yourself. And it's
Yeah.
not going to be for everybody, but
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. And I say that because I struggled for a while of like trying to be someone that I'm not. And who
Mm-hmm.
am I going to help if I'm not being true to myself? And I've
Yeah.
actually had the privilege to help people who were in my previous situation because I was vulnerable with them. I felt like it was appropriate to share my experience with them, and that gave them the opportunity to share with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have shoved that aside and never did the hard work, if I never did all that work to heal myself, to those years
Yeah.
of work, to appreciate and love my body and give it nutrients and love and time to rest, I couldn't help that person. I would not be able to do what I do now.
Yeah.
And I don't do that by attacking people's insecurities and saying, hey, you're wrong, follow me. I do that by sharing my story.
Yeah.
And again, it's not for everyone, but the goal isn't to help everyone. It's to have an attainable amount of people that you can give quality care to. And I saw that was an issue, like in big clinics. It's like they can't give one-on-one attention to people who need it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely not that's why I didn't go that route. I don't want to provide care to more people, but the quality be less.
Right. I'm so glad you said that. I feel like that's why, like, a lot of nurses, not a lot, I'm being dramatic, but like there's nurses that will pick, specialties because they, are cool, or, they might make them seem like a really cool, strong, busy person, but they just end up being really awful to their patients, because they're burnt out. They're not passionate about what they're doing. So they're not really helping. They're more like kind of hurting or not even adding value or light to anyone's situation.
I feel that you have to protect your energy. You can't help everybody.
Yeah.
And
You should sorry. Yeah. Continue.
I was going to say, just the more strung out you are, the less passion you're going to have for what you're doing, and it's going to be turned more to resentment.
Right. Yeah, and the more that you don't set yourself up for opportunities that like align with you, things just aren't going to make sense for you, and it's not going to be enjoyable for you, and then at some point it's not going to be enjoyable for the other person. So like it's kind of just a waste of time.
Right.
So just find things that you align with and just do that. Like, look, we all die in the end. Have I said that already? Like, we all die. We all die in the end. So it's just like, I mean, just make it count. We're here today. We could be gone tomorrow. We don't know when our time is up. Just make it count. Like all this fluff, all this superficiality, like just make it count. All right.
Well, this actually ties in pretty well with that kind of like where I wanted to end our conversation today. And that would be like, what's one piece of advice you could give to your younger self?
God, that's a really good question. I don't know. I think a piece of advice I would give to my younger self is that we all die one day. Like that's not even advice. That's like that's the truth, But like, I wish I had thought about that and actually took that and been like, you know what? Like, that's a reason to like live as myself and not feel like I can't live as myself. Like I literally hated myself up until I got sober. That's 21 years of like hating myself. And like, I wish I could I had a dream. I had a dream one time. And this was like the most beautiful dream I've ever had, Emma. I was in this setting, like this house. It wasn't a familiar house, but there was a young boy and there was a young girl, and the young boy was Jack, and I was taking care of the young boy, and then the young girl was me, and she was weird, and she was like doing cartwheels, just doing like weird shit. But I remember like I've never had a dream like this. Like my heart's pounding, like just thinking about this. And I looked at her and like it was me. And like I had so much love for her. Aww. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. And I like, fuck. It's just like so crazy because, I would do things. You remember how like I gave you that rotten carrot for your birthday? I thought it was so funny, but I got in like so much trouble. I thought it was so funny. And like there was other times where like I did things that I thought I was so funny, but like I ended up getting in trouble for it. And that's fair. But then there's also been times where like, I did things that weren't that bad, and it was still just a problem. Like, I've just been kind of bizarre my whole life. And, you know, even like before I did drugs and drank a shit ton of alcohol, like I was just weird. And I was just like, I make myself laugh, like whatever. But like, I was accused of doing drugs when I wasn't even doing drugs. Like, so I really couldn't even be myself, you know, without someone being like, hey, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna, you know, so, but yeah, I just like, I looked at her, I looked at myself, and I was like, you're so great. And so I would tell myself just to like be yourself, because like I'm myself now and I'm so happy. Like, look, like I'm so happy. I have a cat and like I have a good relationship with my family. Like, I'm in nursing school. Like, you know, I'm going to be 5 years sober in April. Like, this is so crazy to me. I'm happy. So I would tell her to just be yourself. And because we all die one day.
Dude, I love you. That's what I'm saying.
You too.
No, yeah. I need the world to know your story, because you've literally fought so many battles. And you might have put yourself in that situation.
Oh, no, not might. I definitely put myself in all sorts of situations.
But you got out of them. And now it's like you get to share that with the world. And that's so beautiful. And the fact that you love yourself is incredible.
Thank you.
I love that so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
but what would you tell? Wait, no, we're not done. What would you tell yourself? Come on.
Oh, this is not about me, but
well, now it is.
Ooh, turntables have turned. I hear Nikto, by the way.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
I would tell my younger self, I would just not focus on what other people are doing. That's my biggest thing, or worry about what they think. I think that's the biggest part. Is like I would just focus on me and where I'm going, and not let the fear of what other people think about me or think about what I do inhibit any of that. Because I've really what's the word? I've not let myself be myself for kind of like same thing you said. For a long time, I kind of like masked myself for a while, or like missed some opportunities. I've held myself back.
You've inhibited
my growth,
your spirit.
I've definitely held myself back from doing things professionally and athletically before. And so in fear of not being good enough, what other people would think of me. So I think just not focusing on what other people could think of me, because people will think whatever they want to think. Yeah. It's just a matter of like you letting that get to you and influence your decisions or not. So yeah.
Yep.
Period.
Seriously. Period.
Well, so thanks for being my first guest back on the podcast.
Yeah, we're back at it again, bitches.
Just like a cat. I was like, what is that noise?
Wait, me? What'd I do? I was like,
you just made this. Yeah. Well, I think you're hanging out with Nikto too much, honestly, but that's fine.
Well, you know what? Well, you know what, Emma? I think you're right. Yeah. Well, what if you're right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think about that part.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, everybody, if there's a conversation or story that you'd like to share, please feel free to reach out. If you've enjoyed this podcast today, please make sure you like it, save it, subscribe. Share with a friend.
Share.
Share. I cool glasses on.
Right, yeah, they just drop down. I am the one to wait.
Oh, man. Okay.
Right.
Well, like I said, thank you, Soph, again for being here. Everybody listening, please make sure you share. Give somebody a hug today, too. You know, just be nice.
If you're feeling really bold, give him a smooch. Make sure it's consensual.
I'm wheezing right now.
You should ask. Okay, yeah, sorry. Oh, well,
Okay.
thanks for having me. Yeah, give someone a hug today and just, like, even if you haven't reached out to someone, even if it's, like, your sister, sometimes, like, you know, Emma will text me or, like, my best friend will text me just randomly and say, you know, I love you. I'm just grateful for you. And that shit changes my whole day. So, like, you know what? If y'all are just in that type of mood, just fucking do it for somebody. Just do that for somebody.
Period.
Period. So,
all right, peace.
Peace.